So, welcome back live to MAVO 2018. We're here with Rachael Naylor from the VoiceOver Network. Tell me about your experience so far at the conference.
It's been fantastic. So thank you for having me on to start with. And it's lovely to be here. Really, really excited to be back in the States and to be at this wonderful conference, which is Val's done an amazing job. It's really, really great and lots of lovely people. So yeah.
I agree. So when you target your appearance at a conference like this, what are you hoping to get out of it?
When I come to things like this, I want to meet as many people in the industry. I want to help inspire people, and I love seeing people at the beginning of their journey and watching them grow and watching their careers flourish. And the VoiceOver Network, which is the company that I founded and that I run, is all about helping, supporting and strengthening the voiceover industry, and it's about bringing the industry together. Agents, producers, casting directors, voiceover artists from around the world. So we started in London and we've grown now. We have lots of members here in the States as well, and we're going to start doing events over here, and it's exciting. It's all
You're
good.
spending an awful lot of time in the stateside, aren't you?
I am, this is my third trip this year, and I love coming out here. It's it's just wonderful to come out to these events and surround yourself with other forward-thinking, proactive people in the voiceover community. So,
It really is a community, isn't it? You get that feeling of camaraderie, of having somebody as your wingman, somebody by your side to go through it together. It's really fantastic.
Definitely, and it's very unique. I don't think there are any other industries like the voiceover industry in terms of that sort of wonderful community. And because we're actors, most of us are, all voiceovers I think is acting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the same as kind of on-screen and theatre actors who, you have to think about your appearance, and there's something lovely about voiceover artists because it's about our personalities, and successful voiceover artists, we are getting booked to interpret scripts, so you have to have quite a big personality to be able to do that. And it's lovely. I think also because we spend a lot of time sitting on our own in a little black box talking to ourselves, that when we come to these events, it's just lovely. Everybody's so wonderful, and share. There's a lot of sharing and a lot of kind of helping each other. So it's wonderful.
You started out with an acting career before voiceover.
Yes, I did.
What brought you to that transition?
I'm still an actor, but I mainly do voiceovers now. And I think for me, the big thing was feeling in control. I loved having a voiceover business, and I remember feeling like I wanted to start a family and and I could just see the structure of having a voiceover business. Plus, the first time I got in front of a microphone, I just had that moment, when I was like, I am home, this is where I'm meant to be. And I, like a lot of people, in my early days of my career, I really struggled. I mean, it was tough back then. You had to have an agent, and I couldn't get an agent. And I remember having to, make CDs and send them in the post, and all that kind of stuff we don't have these days. It's so much easier, and the fact that it is much, you can, as long as you've got the kind of the drive, you can get your own work. Whereas when I came into the industry, it was really hard to get your own work. You didn't have a home studio, you had to have an agent, and I remember sort of pounding the streets, kind of, no, I'm going to continue. And so I think that I'm in a good position with the VoiceOver Network because I totally understand that. I relate, and I want to share the information that wasn't available when I started.
Right.
And it is, the VoiceOver Network is about, it's providing a safe place for voiceover professionals to come together to help and support each other, to train, to raise the bar, to talk about issues in the industry, and really to strengthen the industry. That's the driving force behind everything we do. So
Well, you've got a teeming with entrepreneurial spirit, so it shows.
Thank you.
What is the buzz about the Buzz?
The Buzz magazine. So the Buzz magazine is the only magazine in the world dedicated to the voiceover industry. So I'm like, yes. And actually the idea for the Buzz magazine came before the VoiceOver Network, and it was years ago when I was learning about PR, and I started writing to magazines and newspapers, and I started getting interviews. And it's a great, PR is a fantastic way to get your brand out there and to get work. Yes, there we go. Here we are. We're doing PR now. And I remember trying to look for a magazine that was to do with voiceovers so that I could try and get myself in it, and realising there wasn't. I was like, why do we not have our own magazine? And I remember initially coming up with the magazine idea, and I went and spoke to a friend of mine who works in PR, and I said, I've got this great idea, I'm going to start a magazine. And she was like, oh no, it would be a nightmare. And she kind of pulled it all apart, and I ended up leaving that meeting going, oh yeah, I'm not going to do a magazine, that sounds like far too much work. And then when I decided to launch the VoiceOver Network as a membership, I thought, I'll do a magazine. How hard can that be? You just pull together a few articles, stick it in a thing and get it printed. Well, it takes quite a lot more than that, but I am incredibly proud. So we've just had the 15th edition. We're working on the 16th edition at the moment, 15th or 16th. But yes, it's a quarterly magazine. It's global, so you can subscribe. You can get it anywhere in the world. It used to be that you could only get it if you were a member of the VoiceOver Network, and it is part of the membership. So when you join the VoiceOver Network, you get the Buzz magazine, but you can subscribe to the Buzz magazine on its own now, and it is only printed. So I'm a kind of old school. I love the printed. There's something about having it printed.
There's a feel.
Yeah, and it's jam packed with interviews, with useful information, with reviews, with inspiring stories, and it's popular. So yeah, proud of that. Very proud of that.
Fantastic.
That's great. Congratulations. It
Thank
sounds
you.
like a similar story to our podcast. We initially started as a podcast for newbies because my normal co-host, Sean, was about 3 years in at the time, and I was 1 year in.
Yeah.
And I had a similar discussion with a lot of people where I said, do you want to do this podcast with me? And most people said, are you insane? Nobody wants to listen to that.
Yeah.
No one wants to hear a bunch of idiots learn their way through the business. And then Sean was the only one who really sort of believed in it too. And here we are 33 episodes later and 11,000 downloads. So it's that entrepreneurial spirit that you talked about that really helps push through your goals.
Yeah, and it's also sharing, isn't it? I think it's so important, the information that we all learn and the experiences that we have to share that with others, to help them on their journey, is so important, and it's something that I really kind of try to encourage, whenever I meet people at all these events and at the VoiceOver Network. It's all about sharing, it's about helping other people, and just reaching out and sharing your contacts or sharing some information, and it does come back, I believe.
It does.
Yeah.
It's
karmic.
Yeah, definitely.
Sean had a great statement at VO Atlanta. We were in the podcast room at VO Atlanta doing our show, and Sean said the voiceover community is the only one where instead of stepping over you to climb the ladder, the voiceover community will actually put you on the shoulders and say, come on, I'll help you up.
Yeah, definitely. And it's really, really special and very unique, and I feel very lucky to be in this industry, and and every day, when scripts come through, I mean, we never know what's coming, do we? We never know what's happening. It keeps us on our toes, but it's the best job in the world. Let's be honest.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So bring it back to the conference. What's something you're looking forward to over the next 16 hours?
Okay, so I'm doing a workshop this afternoon on video games, so a breakout workshop on video games. I'm really excited about that. I've got some fun things up my sleeve for that session, and because I love video games. Video games is such an exciting area of our industry, and I've been lucky to work on some pretty exciting games. So that, and then tomorrow I'm doing a general session, The Power of Networking, because networking to
You know
me
something about that?
I do, I know a little bit, yes. And I love networking, and it's a funny one that I think, lots of people struggle with just that word. It's, we associate a lot of things with words. We just like networking. It's like, I have to be interesting. I have to. So yes, so my session tomorrow will be good fun. And I just love kind of connecting with people and just walking around and networking. That's what I love about these events. And I'm looking forward to meeting lots of people and hearing their stories and seeing how I and the VoiceOver Network and the Buzz magazine, how we can help people. So yeah.
Well, great. We look forward to seeing you at the rest of the conference. Thanks for being here right now. Tell people how they can join the VoiceOver Network if they want.
So come and join the VoiceOver Network. It is thevoiceovernetwork.co.uk. You can come to the page and subscribe. And you can also, there's a page on our website about the Buzz magazine, so you can go in there and find out how to subscribe that way. So yes, wonderful.
Okay. Rachel, thanks for being here.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for having me. Good
Fantastic.
stuff. Cheers.